Self, and you don't realize it. You don't realize it, that God has been imprisoned. The devil was able to imprison God. So right inside your own self, your God self has been imprisoned, and you have a false sense of self running rampant inside the temple. This is why, you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
We have to bring reality's temple here on earth. Reality's temple here on earth, because
yes, sir.
We have to realize the enemy is running rampant inside this temple, and we have to recover.
Yes, sir.
Because white supremacy is a clinical dis-ease. It is a dis-ease, and the dis-ease has been running for so long that they don't need, the white man don't have to continue to kick your ass on up front. He has made it so that he has gotten into you like a virus and you kick your own ass.
Yes, sir.
And it even has trickled down to some of us right here in the so-called conscious community.
Right.
Hi, my name is Deborah Kennedy. I live in Texas, and I listened to Talik's video regarding failure of prayer and God's so-called promises. Things. I was just delighted. I thought it was just very insightful, and I commend you all for putting something out there like that. That we lean too much on what we're told somebody else is looking out for us, and we have philosophies or teachings like that, and we're supposed to be developing that in ourselves. And I appreciate Talik's his powerful delivery. You don't need to call if you're busy, but I just want to pass that along. I was very impressed. Thank you so much. You take care now. Peace and love.
I want to start my own. The brother got on my website today and said we need a Pan-African channel. I totally agree. I was working on starting my own video streaming page where you can just load all your videos up there. No time, no censorship. Because if you notice on my website now, it's limited to 100 megabytes. Due to the servers, due to the carrier, the videos can only be no more than 100 megabytes. I'm tired of YouTube. Too many times they're destroying our pages. They don't want to see this movement grow on YouTube. You see some of my videos and you look at them and they like got 10 views, 20 views. That's not because, and then people will look at that and they'll make them think, oh, he's not getting the views. No, I have so many YouTube pages destroyed that they don't want to see me effectively and successfully build up this momentum and stream of people watching my videos. I'm just as big as the bigger people on YouTube, but you cannot see it because they make it that way by constantly destroying my pages to destroy the momentum that I am building up on YouTube. So it's not going to work on YouTube. You all see how long I've been on YouTube. No one has been more resilient, pushing more harder on YouTube than I have. I must add, Brother Angel Snubnub 7, Brother Talik Ibn Ra. Many of you all have not heard of him, and it's a reason for that you haven't heard of brothers like that who's coming with a profound message. Every day this brother does like an hour of dissertation on YouTube, but no one's hearing him. His message is not getting out. Powerful message, more powerful than most messages that are out there. Very real, very radical, very sincere, very diligent, very consistent, and very little hypocrisy in what he speaks. At least he's true and sincere about what he's talking about. He's not doing it for money, selling no projects, selling no products, trying to do lectures. He's actually coming on there, offering some critical thought and critical analysis every day consistently, but most people have not heard of him. Not because he's lazy. I see him. He got thousands of YouTube pages. I see him constantly putting out videos, but you haven't heard of him. That's by design. That's by design of white supremacy. That's because you all want to hear the popular message and not the real and raw message. And YouTube makes sure of that. They make sure that they can constantly stomp out your Messiah. They let the Messiah get further enough just for you to hear who the Messiahs are. And as soon as you hear them, bam, they cut off. Damn, job well done. So we have to create our own sites.
By Brother Angel Snubnub 7 at the Reality Temple. And to give props to him, because I listened to all of Angel Snubnub 7's videos. I think that he comes from a different angle, and there's a powerful message in a lot of the videos that he put out, and I try to catch all of them. I look at him as a free thinker and a person that's willing to challenge those of which he don't agree with or which he may think differently from, and I really respect him for that. He's challenged KNBS, and he has also challenged the black supremacy movement as well, and I have nothing against that, because that which cannot be challenged cannot stand and will not stand and will not survive the test of time. How many challenges we can withstand will determine how long we will be able to stand.
In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of the Realities Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. Of course, I am the gatekeeper or the host of this particular program, known here on the internet, here on social media, as the mighty Angel Snubnub 7. I'm your brother and hopefully your friend, Talik Ibn Ra. Before I continue, I would like to first give honor and respect to I would believe this is the 117th birth anniversary of my spiritual father, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. With that said, I have about 12 minutes. So on this Vizzy, let ye get busy. I want to say and send shouts out to my brother, King Noble, Black Supremacy, and all those who support, and all those who follow, all those who donate, all those who rally behind this young man, of whom, in my most humble opinion, if it means anything, is one of the greatest voices besides my own. Perhaps he is greater. Perhaps he is the most powerful voice on social media. And you want to know something? I have no problem with that. I have no problem with stepping aside and watching a man or even a sister rise up from among us, willing to sacrifice their life so they can help liberate a people who have become lost, deaf, dumb, and blind to the knowledge of self and others, and who deserve a chance at happiness after 400 years of hell. So I want to talk to Brother King Noble, and I want to talk to others who are sort of like him that is needed in this movement. I have spoken to Brother King Noble on the telephone. We have Skype, so we know each other. We know where we come from. Brother King Noble is the only young man, the only so-called black celebrity type person on YouTube or on social media where I can say what I want to say about his opinion, and he does not say, oh, you hate me. Oh, you don't like me. You are agent. Brother King Noble has taken anything that I've said about his opinion like a grain of salt and move on. In fact, we've grown to help each other in our history. I want to make very clear, I don't agree with everything that King Noble says or what he does. For those of you who follow the Realities Tip on Earth ministry, you know I have a problem with the word black supremacy. I have a problem with us when we begin to concentrate on our sexual selves when we should be trying to use all energy in order to free ourselves. I don't have time for orgies when I'm trying to rid myself of an oppressor. However, there are many of you are into orgies, you worship the penis and the vagina, and you like looking at naked bodies all day long and all these different things. Well, that's your business. However, I overlook those things that this brother represents, his nudie bar, and even the word black supremacy, all those, I understand why you are coming from that angle, but I can easily overlook those things because I see more of the benefit, more of the greatest potential. In fact, I see you growing up out of those things because you are different. And time requires that these black people in America, if you are going to be anyway, try to be, or going to be a truly free people, you must begin to let go of the past. Let go of those old ideas and philosophies and thinking. Time to open up the door. The reason why I'm asking you to do those things is because clearly they don't work. They don't work. We have to open our minds to new ideas, new thoughts, new strategy. And King Noble represents reality. And that's what I love about him. If you listen to what Brother King Noble says, he is just like me, and that is why he is hated like me. That's why he is ignored like me, because he represents a reality black folks in this country don't want to face, especially those who are in leadership, because those who are in leadership benefit from this madness. But if they begin to change their mind and begin to think differently, then they can't sell their books. They can't sell their DVDs and CDs, all those things that they was making money and making a living off of. They can no longer do because they don't control the knowledge. Those who control the knowledge, those who control the strategy is not interested in making money off of you. We are interested in seeing us as a free people once and for all and get this beast off our back for our children's sake, at least to say our own in this lifetime. Those who live today, they are obsessed with the dead. All praises are due to Muhammad, Jesus. Oh, Malcolm did this and Garvey. All these people are dead. The dead cannot help you at all. And you give the living hell. You ignore what the living have to say. But also at the same time, you are taught that the answer to your prayers, this is what you're taught. The answer to your prayers come from out of the womb of a woman. And you pray and you pray. But if your God, if what you pray for does not come in the picture or in the form that you believe that that prayer should be answered, then you reject it. That's your number one mistake. Can you not see, can I not see that King Noble is a blessing to the black community? He is, whether you like it or not. He is, whether anybody likes it or not. It is not no shock to me. I am not surprised that nobody out of all these black conscious folks, nobody want to step up to the plate and debate King Noble black supremacy. You know why they don't want to debate King Noble black supremacy? Because he thinks real fast and his knowledge is way above what they talking about. And he'll smash them and they already know it. So why go somewhere where you already know you're going to be the loser before you even get into the ring? Bringing with them their Model T ideas while King Noble black supremacy is riding around in a black power, black supremacy Lamborghini. There is only one person I think that could really debate King Noble black supremacy, and that's myself. But Angel Snub 7 and King Noble, we're not going to debate anything because we're on the same side. Maybe going different ways, but the same goal, going to the same place. So what's the sense of debating? We all on the same team, going to the same place. We want our people free once and for all. There was one time when I was going to go and work with King Noble and his people in Chicago. And as long as there's breath, that possibility still remains, except now King Noble has moved to Atlanta. This black power movement, this thing that we call black liberation, if we are truly going to liberate ourselves, you and I, we must understand that we are like a one-cell organism, and a one-cell organism splits, and it continues to split until it even becomes different from the original cell that it split from. But once these cells come together, although they are different, they know how to work together in order to make one organism work. And that's what this black liberation, this is what we stand for. There are many of us, we are different cells, but we must know how and learn how to join together so that we can become one organism. And the ultimate goal is the freedom of us as a people. Not to become a black version of Africans, not to become a black version of Europeans, but to become your own individual, brand new species of self, related to Africans, related to Egyptians, maybe related to the Moors, but be yourself. There are others who represent different ideas and strategy. I think that we have to see the error in some of our thinking, but we still need those different ideas. So we need a Sarah Sutanseti. We need a Brother Polite. We need a brother Natural Tahuti. We need different ways of thinking. And let the dead rest. Let the dead rest in peace. But as long as you hold on to the dead and you are obsessed with dead things, then you will continue to smell, you will continue to rot, and you will continue to decompose. And that is what you're seeing right now in the black liberation struggle. Not a living people, but a people who are decomposing, claiming that somebody gave them life, but yet and still you're the walking dead. Jot down your comments. Let's talk about it. Peace to King Noble, Sarah Sukaseti, Brother Polite, Natural Tahuti, and all of us in this black struggle. I am the Angel Snub Nub 7. In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of the Realities Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. Of course, I am the gatekeeper or the host of this particular program here on social media. I am known as the mighty Angel Snub Nub 7. I am your brother and hopefully your friend, Talik Ibn Ra. Before I continue, I want to give honor and respect to my spiritual father, of whom this would be the 117th anniversary of his birth, and that man we know of as the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I want to say this to black youth. I want to say this to our black children, African American children, Negro children, however you view yourself, the children of the descendants of slaves born in America. I mean no disrespect to nobody, but I have to speak harsh because this is the Realities Temple, and I have to bring a message to us in a real sense. I cannot la-di-da. I can't gloss over. I can't make things beautiful. I have to tell you things just the way they are. I lately have listened to a lot of videos speaking about black youth and how you are under attack and how you're so special and blase, blah, 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 blah. At one time, I was a black youth. What has my generation really done? And why didn't we do better? For generations, the black youth supposed to be this and that. The black youth gonna do what? What you gonna do? What we gonna do? I was a youth, a black youth. Your mother was a black youth. Your grandmother was a black youth. Your great-grandmother. All our people, at one time, all of us was the black youth. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? History has already shown what we gonna do. And clearly, you're looking at the situation, some things have been done, but it seems as though our condition is just as worse as it has ever been. A black youth, a black child. When I was a black youth, a black child in my teens, I did not know nothing. And you don't know nothing. So why is so much expected out of what the black youth gonna do? Black youth depend on their elders like anybody else. If you depend on these black youth What kind of black youth do we see running around today? This is not all of us, but it's a nice chunk, because the majority of black youth don't give a care about black liberation. They do not care about the struggle. What do you see in black youth? You see a bunch of drunks, whoremongers, whores, pants sagging, thong in the backside, yellow and blue hair, bunch of dope fiends and worse. You don't get no emotion from the black youth until somebody is killed. Michael Brown. But then pretty soon, in less than a month, or in a little bit before the year's out, you will forget about Michael Brown, regardless to what the verdict, whether that police officer is going to be indicted or not. It makes no difference. You have forgotten Trayvon Martin already. Then the black youth, you blame your elders, but at the same time you forget that you cannot stay black youth forever. Pretty soon you are going to become a black elder. So when you become a black elder, what did you do and what are you doing now to make you different from the elders that you blaming your situation on right now? What will you do? What have black youth done? They talk about the black elders have not done this and the black elders have not done that. But what have you done? You've changed no law. You've done absolutely nothing in order to improve the condition. In fact, the reason why you are living as well as you're living right now, it is because you're doing it on the backs of some black elders. It is not my fault that we as a people can't get it together. Only a small handful of us strive and fight. And then the masses majority benefit and didn't do nothing at all, like some of y'all doing right now. Beyonce is Beyonce, and Jay-Z is Jay-Z, and LeBron James, and all our people, all of you got these opportunities on the backs of those who are willing to die and suffer, but they don't care. What are the black youth doing? You have men like Farrakhan and Sharpton and Jackson. They should have set their butt down long time ago. But there is no black youth that's doing anything to take these men's place. And why is that? Youth means nothing when you have no brains. Youth means nothing when you have no plan, you have no goal. Youth means nothing when the only thing you want to do is live happy in your oppression. Youth equals life. But you follow the dead. You follow Jesus. You follow Muhammad. You follow Malcolm. You follow Garvey. You're wasting your youth on the cemetery. There's an old saying, young men for war, old men for counsel. But as a black youth, we've chosen to follow the wrong elders. An elder must represent separation. If they're not talking about separation, then you should not be following them. You should not be following up behind somebody that's trying to integrate you into a society and a nation that put you in the condition that you're living in right now. So it is no shock that you have a Trayvon Martin. It is no shock that you have a Michael Brown. When you lay with dogs, you get fleas. There will be more Trayvon Martins. There will be more Michael Browns. It ain't stopped. This has been going on for 400 years. I'm going to say that again. This has been going on for 400 years, and you act like it's a surprise. How is it a surprise? You're living among immoral people. These are the children that killed and murdered your ancestors. You think they care anything about us? No. They just don't want you to get mad and demonstrate your black youth and follow the right elder. Because that elder will lead you to true freedom, justice, and equality. Not integration with your slave master and their children. So you're going to blame myself as an elder. You're going to blame the elders prior to myself and on down the line for the hell that you catch. But at the same time, you think you're going to stay a black youth forever. What you going to tell the little babies that's being born right now, and you are an elder to them right now? What are you going to tell them? We keep following dead folks that's been in the cemetery. I love Malcolm. I love Marcus Garvey, Nat Turner. I love all our freedom fighters. But the living or the dead cannot help the living. You got to use your brain. You mean to tell me your brain is less than Malcolm? Your brain is less than Elijah Muhammad? Our brain is less than Marcus Garvey? Our brains is less than the Moors and the Egyptians? Our brains is less? But they was riding horses, and you drive a 2015 Cadillac. You're still begging for massa with all your education and all your money. You're still a professional beggar. What you gonna tell black youth when you become an elder? In fact, you are an elder right now. It's a black baby being born right now that's being put in the same position you are right now. So when they get of age and they look at you, what you gonna tell them? What you gonna do? What did you do? Now I'm still catching the same hell in 2045 because y'all didn't do nothing in 2014. So let us not be arrogant. Our problem is not our youth. Our youth is ready to battle. I will give you that. You're not as scared. You're not as scary. And you're not afraid of the oppressor. You're not afraid like your ancestors of the past who was afraid. You're willing to put yourself out there. What do you have to lose? But yet and still you follow up behind those who cannot guide you correctly because their minds is with dead folks. Their minds is trying to continue to live comfortable among those who brought you discomfort. Listen to your own brain. Stop listening to those who quote from dead folks. Old books, Bible, Quran, and all this quoting from all this stuff all the time. There's wisdom in all these old things. They can't help you none. Your brain is ready to give you the answer that you need. In the name, excuse me, in the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of the Realities Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. Of course, I am the gatekeeper and host of this particular program, known here on the World Wide Web as the mighty Angel Snub 7. I am your brother and hopefully your friend, Talik Ibn Ra. I would first like to give honor to my spiritual teacher on the, I would believe, the 117th birthday anniversary of the last messenger of Allah. We call him the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. With that said, I only have about 12 minutes, so I want to get straight to my subject matter. And the subject that I've chosen for these few 12 minutes is white people, Caucasian people. You are so smart. I give it to you. You are so smart. You are brilliant. You control the earth. You are like a god on this planet. I give you your props. Unlike some people, they might call you a devil. Well, a devil is also a god. But that's religious teachings, and I don't represent religion. I just want to talk to you straight up, as they say, from the hood. You are smart. You are very intelligent people. I give you, again, your props. You say, and you don't even have to say that you are supreme. The American Caucasian people say we're number one all the time. There is no other life on this planet greater, better than an American Caucasian citizen. You are number one and supreme. But when you call yourself number one, when we call ourselves supreme, and this goes to black folks or any other people on this planet, when you call yourself supreme, when you call yourself the greatest, that description puts an enormous pressure on you, on those who are making that particular claim, that you may not be able to, for a long period of time, live up to. Most often, we can't support or validate that claim forever. Since 2007, Caucasian or pink people have told me how smart they are. And I will say this, and I really don't have to say it, but this is not all Caucasian people, because some Caucasian people do have sense. They are in the minority. However, the majority have this crazy mentality, just like I am describing. So I have been speaking here on YouTube or on social media since 2007. And Caucasian people who don't like what I have to say always tell me that they have a bigger IQ, greater IQ than black folks. Black people are monkeys. Black people are violent. Caucasian people are less violent. Caucasian people, pink people, are the smartest, the wisest, the greatest. And if that's how you feel about yourself, I'm glad that you have that type of high self-esteem. That's great. But with all your intelligence, with all your high IQ, you also have this thing about speaking against Adolf Hitler, one of your Caucasian brothers. And no matter what you say, he was Caucasian, he was a pink man, he was still part of your race. But you talk about Adolf Hitler all the time, but yet you have not learned anything from Nazi Germany and the rise of Adolf Hitler. During the time of Adolf Hitler, of course, he did not like black folks either. He did not like African Americans either. But at the same time, how did Adolf Hitler feel during the Olympics, when American black people and perhaps other dark-skinned people that participated in the Olympics shined so greatly over his superior blue-eyed, blonde-haired men or women? The problem with superiority and making such a claim is that you know deep down inside that you cannot keep this going on and on. And then it's questionable how you became superior in the first place. Supreme people usually hinder the ones that they make inferior. Supreme people, you so supreme, but yet and still, those you call inferior, you put obstacles in their way. What is the need, and why is there a need for obstacles in the way of an inferior person? Did you know, black people of America, did you know that our ancestors who came straight out of slavery, I will say that again, that came straight out of slavery, advanced and were more successful than Caucasian people who were not in slavery. And did you know that once women began to get their rights in this nation, they began to quickly rise faster than the Caucasian man? If you are so superior and you are so supreme and so wise and so smart, why was there a need to begin lynching black folks, cheating us out of our money, doing all kinds of things to us to stop us from succeeding? Why is there a need to have what they call a glass ceiling so black people can't climb only to a certain height, so that women can only climb to a certain height? If you're so superior, if you're so smart, if you're so intelligent, why does the superior people, the superior man, why do they feel that there's a need to put obstacles in the way of those who are inferior? I want to say to Caucasian people of America and around this earth, if you are so smart, why are you and so many of your people gender confused? They don't even know if they're a man or a woman. They transgender, bisexual, trisexual, all kinds of sexual this and that and that. But you so intelligent, don't you know what your sex is? Don't you know who you are? You so smart and intelligent, and you have been constantly at war ever since you come into power. You don't know nothing about peace. You can talk about peace, but you don't know how to get peace, and you've been at war. The United States of America has been at war almost every day of its creation. Why is that but you so smart? Why are American people drunks and dope fiends and pedophiles and woman beaters? Why is all this but you so smart? What you are supreme and what you have become supreme in is supreme in evil. What you have become supreme in debauchery and wrongdoing. In religious teachings, a warner is sent to people like you, so smart, so arrogant, to show you the error of your ways. But in religious teachings, the prophets, the warners that come to people like you, what do you do to them? You kill the prophets. So Jesus had to be killed because he was coming to a people that had become in error. What had to happen to our people who rose up and told Caucasian people slavery was wrong? And what you're doing over here is wrong. When people speak out and try to tell you of your wrong, your evil, you kill them. Just like the example they give to us in Bible and Quran. You don't know your own history. The history of Europe shows evil where Caucasian people or pink people were doing wrong against each other. So you understand right from wrong. However, in the situation back then, and it continues now, is that when the victim is able to overcome the oppressor, those who rise begin to have the same mindset of the same people that was oppressing them. So although you know slavery was wrong, although America and Caucasian people all over this planet know that what they have been doing is wrong, and they know what wrong is, they've taken on the mindset of the oppressor because of material gain, because they like this sick feeling of supremacy, a false feeling of supremacy, because when it's all said and done, you can only be superior for a certain period of time. There's always going to be somebody more beautiful who can run faster, that can do all these different things. And then when you try to say that your people or your race is this, then you have a rude awakening that's coming to you. Like those wicked of the past you're on your way to self-destruction. What you're on your way on to is a superior fall. There's nothing more embarrassing when you destroy yourself. It's nothing more embarrassing if you pull a gun on somebody and they take that gun and shoot you with your own weapon. That is what is happening in America right now. And there are many Caucasian people who are not going to call in the name of my ancestors. Peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of the Realities Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. Of course, I am the gatekeeper or the host, whichever you prefer, of this particular program, known here on social media. I'm known as the mighty Angel Snub Nub 7. I am your brother and hopefully your friend, Talik Ibn Ra. I want to first give honor to my spiritual father. As many of you know, this would be his 117th birth anniversary, I believe. And I give that honor and respect to the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And with that said, I have about 12 minutes, so let me get busy so I can say everything I say or want to say, not in a hurried manner, but within this period of time. I want to send a shout out to my brother Tyrone Thompson. We spoke on the phone not too long ago, and I just want to tell you, brother Tyrone, now it's not for me because you're an expert at this, but you have to continue to keep the pressure and keep banging on Tommy Sotomayor. And why is this? Why are you saying this, Angel Snub Nub 7? Well, first of all, let me make this very clear. I do not know Tommy Sotomayor. Now, from what I see, Tommy Sotomayor is a very articulate, intelligent, charismatic type of brother. And I have no problem with Tommy Sotomayor as a person. I don't know Tommy at all. However, Tommy Sotomayor, as well as myself and many others on social media, we put out what we call public opinion. And since we make our opinion public, that means we want everybody to know about what we thinking. So since we making that opinion public, then anybody who listens to that opinion, they have a right to agree, disagree, articulate however they wish to deal with that opinion. I have had over 100 channels destroyed. So clearly somebody does not like what Angel Snub Nub 7 has to say. There are those of you who say that Angel Snub Nub 7 used Tommy Sotomayor to get views. Well, I have been on the scene longer than Tommy Sotomayor, and people have, if you want to say this, used my name and continue to use my name to try to get views, and that's all right. That's public opinion. There are those who use the name of Michael Brown, President Obama, Michael Jackson, Trayvon Martin. Tommy Sotomayor uses videos, black girls fighting with weaves in their hair to get views. This is a public arena. Let us stop being silly and childish. This is the public arena. Everything is up, as they say, for grabs. Tommy Sotomayor has an opinion I feel, in fact, I know is detrimental to the black community, and we have a right, myself, Tyrone Thompson and many others have a right to speak against that opinion, just as well as he has the right to speak against myself or Tyrone. Now, for the hypocrites that's out there, some of y'all say, well, why don't you just don't listen to Tommy? Well, put the shoe on the same foot, on the other foot. You don't have to listen to Angel Snupnup 7. You don't have to listen to Tyrone Thompson. Stay with Tommy Sotomayor. You don't have to listen to what we have to say. So it goes both ways. Don't be a hypocrite. Stop being so childish. This is social media. I want to say this very quickly too now. It was a beautiful thing, I thought, and I did leave a comment on Tommy Sotomayor's video, and I thought it was a beautiful action that he took when he bailed our brother Clifton Rainey out of jail. Wonderful. But also at the same time, why are you doing this? When at the same time, you still going to continue your rhetoric, spewing your hatred against black women. In fact, it was a black woman that bore or birthed Clifton Rainey. There was a black woman that birthed yourself. These black women who were also and are the same victims of Caucasian or pink supremacy in this nation, but you don't want to accept that. You don't want to accept that this behavior, this picture that some of our sisters demonstrate, that is not them. That is not. This is something that was formed from living in this decadent, racist, filthy, nasty society. That's where it comes from. They are victims. But now you want to try to make it as though they are the ones that are at the root cause of the problem. So I have to speak up and say different. Tyrone Thompson has to speak up and say different. You are going to bail a black man out of jail, but then you hate the women that bring this black man into existence. It makes no sense. Tommy Sotomayor represents victims of abuse, because victims always blame themselves for their victimization. So you have black people in 2000. So what you have here in Tommy's opinion is that what Tommy represents is victims of abuse mentality. A victim always blame themselves. They don't blame the ones who has victimized them. So you have in America black people with pride. Black folks call themselves nigger. At first, it was an evil racist slave master that called them nigger for 400 years. But they have been abused. American blacks have been abused for so long that they have found ways to justify. And they find pride in calling themselves nigger. So now the abuser don't even have to call them nigger no more. Hey, y'all, what's up, my nigger? Women have been abused by men for so long. Call women whores and bitches and so forth. Now women, I'm the baddest bee. Yeah, I'm a hoe. They say it with pride. This is an illness that comes from out of abuse. So Tommy Sotomayor represents the if you can't beat them, join them mentality. And success is material things. So you can be beat up by a man and you can be mistreated by a man, but as long as you can drive a Mercedes Benz and live in a beautiful house, abuse is acceptable. There are a lot of women right now today who are being taken care of men, being taken care of by these abusive men, and they won't say nothing and won't do nothing because they look like they're successful because they live in a big house, got lots of money, and so forth. And you have black people who have big houses and beautiful cars. Y'all got nice jobs, and you living, and you think that you living good, but you are nothing but a victim of abuse. Because when it's all said and done, you still controlled by your oppressor. So if you can't beat them, join them. Yeah, well, at least I got $1 million. I'm a rich nigga. I'm a rich hoe. Oh, wow. Sickness. It is pure madness and sickness. So you have black folks running around, cutting their nose off, blonde hair, trying to look like the abuser, trying to look like the oppressor. You have women running around, they want to wear pants all day. They want to act like men. Copy and want to be like the abuser, want to be like their oppressors. Tommy Sotomayor represents slavery with no chains and injustice. Black people have a right to seek justice for our ancestors. We have a right to speak up for those who could not speak for themselves. And what we say is not a lie. It is the truth. And you know that we're not lying. And you don't want to accept the evil that this nation has done, like you have changed. If you have changed, then why is Michael Brown dead? Why is Trayvon Martin dead? How come black men are being shot and killed by so many racists all over this country? Abusers never want to hear about what they did. Abusers never want to hear or be reminded of their evil. Just like a criminal. When you go before the judge, criminals don't want to hear or see their rap sheet, because that rap sheet just verify this certain behavior and mentality. So you have Caucasian people that still live in 2014. They ain't no different than their ancestors from 1514. They ain't no different. So brother Tyrone Thompson, you have a right and you're good at it. Continue the heat on this opinion. Has nothing to do with attacking Tommy Sotomayor personally. It's this opinion. This opinion is detrimental. It is wicked, and it is a mental illness, and our people should not be tricked into accepting this type of madness. They've done it for 400 years. It's time for their minds to be liberated and made free. And Tyrone Thompson, you and I, we are the voices that will not allow and put our opinion out there so our young people don't continue to get caught up in the madness that so many have fallen victim to. And they are proud of being a victim. But yet and still they say, don't be a victim. Make up your mind. Thank you for listening. Jot down your comments. Tyrone Thompson, 100,000 black men against Tommy Sotomayor. Keep pushing it. This was and is the Reality's Temple on Earth.